What if the real enemy isn't who or what you think it is? What if it's not the things that are quote-unquote bad? What if it's not misfortune or disaster, obstacles, getting in the way of what you think you want most? What if it's none of that? What if the real enemy is good? What? You might be thinking, good? Well, let's dive into the context. Because in a nuanced world where so much lives in the gray space, the details mean a lot. See, I'm a reflective guy. I enjoy thinking about these things, and I think that a happy life, not even a quote-unquote successful one, I'm not talking about finances or followers or sales or any of that stuff. I'm talking about overall contentment, feeling good. When I look back on my life, contentment was more often derailed by good than anything else. See, those blatantly unaligned things, the sharp pain, the oh hell no's, they're easy to avoid. They shine so bright that we can't help but turn away. The good things, though, they are the wolves in sheep's clothing. They hide. It's hard to say no to good things. After all, they're not pain-inducing. No, certainly not, at least in the moment. They are, however, a decision to take the good train instead of waiting for the great, the excellent, the incredible trains to arrive at the station. Good is saying, yeah, I don't see anything terribly wrong with this. And from a distance, it checks out. And see, with that philosophy, what you're left with under these circumstances is a good life, time spent doing good things, surrounded by good people, making good progress. And hey, maybe good is enough for you. I'm not here to tell you what happiness should look like in your world. But I am here to say that life will give you what you ask of it. And if peak living is on the agenda, good simply cannot be. At least not consistently, at least not at scale. I'm asking that you imagine a world where you spend your time doing things that you deem to be great, that tap into your heart, your soul, your curiosity. They don't merely check a box. Their value isn't the no news is good news mantra. Their value is that they create a pathway to your soul and invite you to step into a beautiful, currently unevolved version of yourself. What if you surrounded yourself with great people? Not people who are nice enough. Not people whose value is a mere lack of confrontation or constant tension. Now that should be a baseline. What if you surrounded yourself with people who lifted you up, who made you better, who reminded you of life's finitude, your short window to make an impact, and your ability right now to do just that? Imagine what that would feel like. And if merely hearing these things seems preposterous and far-fetched, that means this message has safely arrived to your doorstep in the land of good you currently occupy. I've heard people say for years, give up good and go for the great. I would hear that, I'd say absolutely. I'd clap like a baby seal, nod my head like a golden retriever watching TV. Then I'd step out into the real world and see how very hard that is to do. Why? Because good is comfortable. And most importantly, good is not bad. The brain can be very easily tricked into thinking that's enough. How terrifying the prospect of giving up no news in exchange for bad news. Shivers run down my spine. But, and you knew this question was coming, will you give up no news for great news? What if there was a little boat tied to your harbor, and that boat symbolized avoiding failure, mitigating risk? It's living not for greatness, but to avoid mistakes. I think there are few things that would be more freeing than walking up to that little boat, cutting the bow line, and letting it float away into the distance. Why? Because a life of chasing down opportunity, of living for the upside, well, it ignites the flame in you that's been waiting to burn. Those parts of you, the ones you've been dying to explore, and some you're probably not even aware of yet, they are ready to be set ablaze. Now, is this something always front and center on my mind? Is it something I always remember? Of course not. Which is what makes this point all the more important. I speak on this because every time I'm brought back to that point, my life is better. I need the reminder, the thought experiment. The blatant misalignment in my life is easy for me to spot. But the good is sneaky. In fact, if it weren't for a friend of mine, a great friend of mine, recently reminding me that it's hard to step away from the good, but good is not what my soul wants, it probably would have taken me longer to look around. That good boat would still be bobbing on the water's surface in the harbor that is my mind. And I'm not naive. I understand that comfort is good, the lack of noise, the ease at first glance, sure, it works. But I've come too far to find comfort in the eye of the storm. I owe it to myself to fight through its walls, its winds, its turbulence, and find the skies that bring me contentment outside the storm's center. And I'm guessing that if you're listening, we're not all that different. And so if you're asking what's next, what must change, what must go, I hope you'll find the courage to free yourself of not only that which is detrimental, but that which is good. I hope you'll find it within you to make space for the greatness in you that will light up your world.